Hey everybody, it's me, Myra, at Down Home Money, a simple approach to financial freedom. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, it's my day, and I'm excited to be with you because today, buy rentals or buy stocks. You don't want to miss this. All right, so I've just really been thinking lately, I'm trying to decide what to do with investing. So do I buy more rental property or do I buy stocks? So let's weigh them out based on effort first. So rental properties require work. Okay, so I want to be totally clear on this. I've been doing this for 30 years. Let me first say I love rental properties. It was because of rental properties that my husband and I became financially free in my 30s. So want to just say I love rental properties. And I put a lot of work into rental properties because we self-manage for a lot of years. And when you self-manage, it takes a lot of work. So first of all, you take the calls, you screen the tenants, and, it just takes effort. And the pros on it is that you have depreciation and appreciation. And so the depreciation helps you to have write-offs, right? At the end of the year, you get to depreciate the property, and that is like free money. It's a free expense, so to speak. And when you go to sell the property, if you hold long term, like you saw, I put up a couple videos where I have sold some properties. We have been in the highest market ever, and I have sold some of my B, C properties just because of maintenance stuff, especially some of the C properties. I sold them so that I could take the money and move it into stocks, which are more passive, especially depending on what kind of stocks you pick. And there are aggressive stocks. There are really high yield stocks that tend to be a little more risky because of how their values can go down. And then there are your dividend aristocrats that I love, and the kings that you can count on, that they pay year over year over year, at least 25 years or more. The kings are 50 years or more that they're paying with increases. So it's a matter of just deciding what it is you want to do. In my younger years, I loved real estate. I was young. I didn't mind working hard. As I get older, oh, that sounds awful, but I love it. With age comes wisdom. And I have decided I want more passive investments. Now, I will say, I started a retirement, a SEP, a simplified employer pension, way back in my 20s because I was self-employed doing hair. And then when I got my real estate license in my 30s, I still kept doing that. You all know I retired at 33 and got bored, got my real estate license because I was buying so much real estate, I might as well make a commission. And that's how this whole thing got started. You can read my book. Let me show it to you in case you haven't been here before. Down Home Money, a simple approach to financial freedom. You can get it on Amazon. And it tells my story. And I'm just a hairstylist from Kentucky that decided she wanted financial freedom and saved my money, bought rental properties, bought 10 properties by the time I was 33, retired with $5,000 a month. So I love rental property, and we'll never talk bad about rental property. But I've been doing some research, you guys. Properties have gotten really high. And unless you can rent them and they cash flow at a really high level, you may be better off putting your money in a stock that pays a dividend. Now keep in mind, I'm a novice. I've been doing this since 2020. I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. That's kind of how I learn, is I fail my way forward. But what I have learned is that if you will watch it and pay attention to what you're buying, you can make some great investments. You can get a monthly or quarterly dividend from these stocks. You can take the dividend in cash and use it to pay your essential living expenses if you're wanting to retire, or you can have it continue to compound and buy more stock. When they pay you the dividend, it continues to compound and you get more stock. It is beautiful. I love it. It's kind of like the rent. In the rental side of it, the rent comes in every month. You pay all of your expenses, and then at the end of the month, whatever cash is left over is your cash flow, and then you get an extra little with depreciation. So this is what I'm comparing today, and I'm going to show you how a rental property that I paid, let's see, I'm using one that's worth, not what I paid, because I've been doing this for 30 years. So some of these properties I might have paid $100,000 and now it's worth $300,000. So the true value, if I sold it, would be $300,000. And then I'm going to show you a stock you could buy and how you can make the same net profit. I think you're going to love this. So let's get started. So the first property I'm going to talk about, I paid $300,000 for rental number one. I paid $300,000 for it. I do have my P&L because I keep all my P&Ls. I pulled my P&L, and keep in mind, on this one, I went on and did the rent through the end of the year. I'm not foreseeing any more expenses on this one. I did have to replace an AC. I have replaced 4 heating and air units this year. And if you're thinking about buying rentals, you need to understand you've got to have reserve accounts, because this stuff happens. I had a duplex this year, and 1 month I lost $5,800 for replacing that unit. 2 months later, I lost another $5,800 for replacing that unit. I don't know about y'all's math, that's $13,600 off of my profit. So that property is going to be a negative this year. It's not going to be a positive cash flow. And I think when you are young and you're getting into rentals and you're not putting much money down and you're okay with a property making $100 to $200 a month, you don't realize that one AC unit going out can take you down. And you've got to understand about expenses that happen with rental properties. It just happens. I mean, I had pipes going out to the street I had to replace. That was thousands of dollars. Plumbers are, woo! Maybe you should look into that profession. If you're thinking about what you want to do, check out the plumbing profession. They make good money. So I had plumbing done all the way out to the street. It was $6,800 for a house to redo all the plumbing. So this stuff gets expensive. So know that. And if you're deciding to get into real estate, I love real estate. I own a real estate franchise. I've been in real estate for over 30 years. But you've got to know your risk in real estate. There are pros about real estate and there are cons. And one of the cons, quite frankly, is that if you don't have reserves and have your money set up to where in case, just in case it happens, then you could get yourself in a bind, especially when you first start, because money's tight when you first start in rentals. But there is going to be an opportunity, a huge buying opportunity is coming. And I want you to be ready for that because it is coming. All the signs are showing it. With the interest rates continuing to go up, we had another 0.75 increase last week. It's important you know that buying time's coming. It's not here. It's coming. Could be 6 months, could be a year. We will see. I'm watching it closely. I'm seeing the price reductions. I'm seeing the houses set on the market. We're all seeing it, and it is all across the country. Some states are getting hit harder than others. So when you see my expenses, these are my actual expenses on this property this year. That is taxes, insurance, and any repairs. And let's see. Let me look. Here it is. Okay. So just to give you an idea of my expenses on this property. I had $847 for insurance. I just paid the taxes for the year. They were $4,864.03. My supplies for the year, remember my husband does a lot of our repairs, was $623.98. And this is one of them that had the HVAC replaced, and it was $5,895. The rent was $19,800. The expenses was $12,230. I've owned this unit. This is a house I bought when the market was horrible in 09. I think it was, no, 11. 2011, I paid $62,000 for it, you guys. It's now worth $300, and we've done some remodeling in years past. But anyway, I am at a net of $7,570. So I do not have a loan on it. So if you have a loan, remember, loan has to come off of this before you have a net number. So for me, this is my net number. Now next year, it'll be about $5,000 higher because remember, I had an AC, but this happens. So the stock that I wanted to compare it to that I own also is Prospect Capital. Prospect Capital, just to tell you a little bit about it, yields 9.89. It lends and invests in private businesses. It's been operating since 2004. It is at a low, okay, 609 is the low, 52-week low. 52-week high is $9.06. It pays about 6 cents a share. I've been buying it, and that's been since 2020, and I've been buying it since 2020. So I have $82,994.87 invested in it, and it has made me $7,632 in dividends for the year. It is a monthly dividend payer. So when you look at this, you think, okay, I can have $82,000 invested and make $76.32 passive monthly cash income if you want to take in cash, or you let your dividends keep compounding and build up, or I have no rental property that I still take calls on and I still manage. So that's what I wanted to show you. I've got a couple like this that I think are interesting, and I wanted to show you just a comparison. Another one that I have is QYLD. I've got $218,000 invested in QYLD, and I'm making $2,178 a month. It pays, its 52-week low is $15. Its 52-week high is $23.08, and it's right now selling for $15.87 a share. You're going to want to buy some of this because it's going to go back up. It is a victim of the market and the NASDAQ. It is the NASDAQ 100 cover call ETF, QYLD. So I have a ton of shares on it. And the dividend monthly varies, okay? It has varied from 16.26 cents a share to 21 cents a share in the last year, in the last 12 months. But my November dividend was $22,178. Somebody asked me why I didn't have it last month on October. They didn't pay in October. I was freaking out. I was like, what happened to my QYLD dividend? They paid November 1st. And so anyway, I'm making $26,000 a year on that one. I don't know where you can buy a $200,000 house and make $26,000 a year with no phone calls from tenants. Remember that. So I've got several of my P&Ls because I just thought it'd be interesting just tell you some of them, what I'm making, what I've got in it. I have a little duplex that has made, so far this year, $22,000 in rent. And my expenses so far this year, that's the duplex with the 2 AC units, is $18,000. So far this year, I thought it was going to be a minus. Let's keep our fingers crossed we don't have any more expenses. But so far this year, $3,600 for my income. I could sell that for about $325,000. So when you look at that stuff, I've also got another really high-end duplex that I want to share. Let's see. So far, I've made $42,000 this year on it, minus $23,000 in expenses because I had to move out, and my taxes are like $11,000 on this unit. So far this year, $6,583, and this property is worth about $600,000. So, I mean, when people ask me, do you love rental property? I love rental property. I love it for appreciation. I love it to buy, People are paying me, so I'm earning money on it. And then when I go to sell it, that's when I make my money. And I'll put the 5 units I sold. I had paid $360,000 for it, and I sold it for $895. I was making $60,000 a year, but by the time the expenses and all, I was making $25,000, $30,000 a year. And I just decided I'm going to sell this and make $500,000. Hello, it's going to take a long time and a lot of tenants to make $500,000. Another property that I have is an Airbnb, and we talk about Airbnb, and I wanted to share with you, on this Airbnb, I paid $510,000 for it. People don't understand how Airbnb works, and I'm going to hold on that because I'm going to do a video on that. Because with hotel tax to the city and the state, it's hard to make money, especially if you're paying 20 to 25% management fee, and if you've got a loan, you can forget it. You will not make money unless you are a great money manager. And if you get to enjoy it quite a bit during the year, and that's why you don't make money, then that's fabulous. Because that's why I bought it. And mine was booked all the time, so I had to buy me another little beach house because this one was booked all the time. So anyway, I'll bring you more about that. I will get back with you. I'll do a video on what I'm making on my Airbnb because I think that'd be a great video just so that I can share with you that people aren't making the kind of money that they think they're making. Because bottom line is, if you're not doing a P&L and watching the money, I guarantee you, because with hotel occupancy, tax for the city, and that's 15%. Then I've got 25% for property management. There's 40% off the top, and we haven't even gotten to mortgage yet or expenses. So I think people are going to start reevaluating it, and I think there's going to be some good bargains, and we're going to probably be able to find us some houses. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much. Please give us a thumbs up and be sure and subscribe. I would love to share with you what we got going, and should you buy real estate or buy stocks? We're discovering what's the best fit, and everybody's different. And that's why I want to bring all of the pros and cons. I do both, and I love both of them, and I understand both the pros and cons. I'll see you next Tuesday. See ya.